you are. Come closer. Stay with me. Add your memories to mine. Be not afraid. Be one with your maker. Impossible! All is impossible! For too long was I locked away. So much has changed. Your human genome warped beyond all service to me. Your hollow bodies will not do.
This is Animus on. I'm Optimus, and today I am joined by graphic designer, legendary community member Irakli, aka McHeisenBurglar. How you doing, Irakli?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me. And I'm led to believe, and by led to believe, I looked it up myself, that this is episode number 50. So I'm honored to be here for this significant episode.
Glad to have you. Now, Irakli, I was actually surprised to find out that you actually haven't been on this podcast before as having, like, your own episode. You've been on, which episode were you on, though? You were on, like, one of them.
Yeah, I was on the roundtable discussion for, Syndicate First Impressions, and I was one of the guests there, so I was there for 10 minutes, briefly talked about Syndicate, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I don't remember the episode number, though.
Someone can go find that. So then, I guess we probably should start from the beginning. So how exactly did you get into Assassin's Creed, and how did you get into the community?
So this is like a really coincidental sequence of events. First of all, I should say that I was a huge COD boy, like I remember you were saying on an episode. And so for like from ages like 11 to like 13, I played a lot of Call of Duty and I played a lot of NBA 2K. And there was one channel on YouTube where those two came together frequently, and that was Chris Move. He's a very popular YouTuber. And one day he uploads Assassin's Creed 3 walkthroughs, and I remember watching one of them and realizing that it looked really cool, and the commentary was kind of cool. And I remember watching it and thinking, "Oh my God, this looks so great! The graphics are awesome. It looks like a movie." And I remember watching the intro for somebody who hadn't known anything about Assassin's Creed, and I thought it caught me up on a lot of stuff. And I just remember, like, I have to buy this. So my mom was in the US at the time, and she was returning in a couple of days. And, like, immediately I picked up the phone and was like, "Mom, before you get here, try to go to GameStop, get me Assassin's Creed 3. And that's how I got my first game. I played it. I loved it, to be honest. I know a lot of people don't like Assassin's Creed 3, and I still love it to this day. And that's how I got into Assassin's Creed. Now, the only reason I think I stayed a fan was the multiplayer, because after I finished Assassin's Creed 3, I probably wouldn't have played any more of it if it wasn't for the multiplayer. Right, so when Assassin's Creed 4 was announced, so I was kind of excited for the game, but I hadn't played any of the other Assassin's Creed games. And so when I got Assassin's Creed 4, believe it or not, the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was only playing multiplayer. I hadn't even touched the single player of the game because I didn't think it was going to be worth anything. But once I played Assassin's Creed 4, I really fell in love with the series. And that summer, which was 2014, I decided to get Assassin's Creed 1 and the Ezio trilogy, and that's how I got caught up on all the previous games.
All right, and how exactly did you get into the online community?
Online community I got in 2015. This was the morning after E3, and I remember going on YouTube, and there was that Assassin's Creed Syndicate gameplay demo thing that was not on E3, but it was like uploaded to the PlayStation channel. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember seeing that gameplay, and I was like commenting on YouTube, like, "Oh wow, they didn't show this on E3, but the game does look cool." A lot of people were saying like this game is not going to be all that good. I was saying that I had a lot of high hopes for this game, and I remember I was like, if they could get these couple of features into the game, it'll be so good. And my list included things like riding horses individually or the hood toggle and all that stuff. And then I remember there was this moment of realization, like you can't have a discussion about this kind of stuff in YouTube comments. So the first thing I did was I tapped into Google Assassin's Creed forums. The first thing that came up was the Ubi forums. I had been there before. I do not like the format at all. I don't like the layout of it. And the second thing that came up was the Assassin's Creed Reddit subreddit. And I remember clicking it, and the first post that I saw was the marathon announcement. I clicked on the post, I read it, and I thought, oh my god, what a genius idea. And one of the things in the post was, we need your help if you can do this or this or this, and you want to help us out, just contact us and we'll get you on the team. And I wrote like, oh, I can do some Photoshop, I can do some design if you want. I can also stream if that's something that you plan on doing. And I got contacted by Lawson, who was like the director of the marathon, and he was like, yeah, I would love to have you on the team. And the marathon was basically my gateway into everything Assassin's Creed. That's what got me interested in doing graphic design for Assassin's Creed or projects in general. And from that, I became a frequent user of the subreddit, and then I moved on to other stuff in the Assassin's Creed community. So, pretty long story, but that's how I got here.
Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I guess we'll move on to the news then. So, first up in the news this week, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot announced that when AC comes back from its year-long hiatus, it may not be yearly anymore. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I did. I think it's a good decision. I think it's a good thing to say. They might still go yearly, but I do think that this is a really smart decision, and I'm actually kind of happy.
Yeah, I've seen that most people seem pretty happy with this news. It's, it's very interesting. Not too much of a surprise, really.
There was also an episode of The Know where they talked about this in detail and then like explained it in terms of game development and profits and things like that. Why they're moving on to like the Destiny system where it's they're not games anymore, like physical things. They're services which you support year round and for a couple of years. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And if Ubisoft takes Assassin's Creed in that direction, and if they do support it for more than 1 year each game, I think that's going to be a tremendous thing for them to do.
And also this week, the young adult Assassin's Creed novel series, the first being The Last Descendants, was announced. It had bit of a mixed reaction, really, because the young adult genre doesn't exactly inspire confidence in many readers, but I've seen quite a bit of the fans, at least, very excited for just more Assassin's Creed content. Did you see this, Irakli?
Yeah, I did. Anyone who saw the subreddit in the past couple of days knows my first reaction to this. They used the wrong font on the cover, and that just made me go crazy. But in terms of the book itself, I might read it. I have all the AC novels, and I have still to read a single one. And I'm not sure if I'll get it, but it does sound like an interesting concept, and it's good that this is like an original story with like new characters in a new book series. And I'm actually kind of interested in what the fans will think about it once it releases.
I'll just read the synopsis real quick, and you can find all the information on the writer Matthew Kirby's blog. He has a ton of information on there. There's an FAQ on there. So, here's the official synopsis. Nothing in Owen's life has been right since his father died in prison. Actually, no, I'm not going to read that. That's fucking stupid. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like, the synopsis is just incredibly generic. It sounds like every single young adult novel to have ever been created, except worse. Yeah, I've
I
read it
haven't
a few
read it.
times.
Where did you find it?
Yeah, I'll link it to you real quick. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not going to read that out loud. I've just decided.
Okay.
It hurts me physically to do that.
Well, let me check it out.
And like the art on the front looks super generic too. It's
It does. It does. I do not like the logo. They wanted to do like a modern kind of like techie with it's like made out of all triangles and stuff.
Yeah.
It does not look good in my opinion. It could have been a lot better designed.
it doesn't look like the Assassin's Creed logo. It looks more
Yeah, it
like the
doesn't
Assassin's
even
Creed hood or something
Yeah.
like that.
What's the synopsis? Hold on.
Control F synopsis.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah, it does sound so generic. Accused of a crime Owen is certain he didn't commit. Like, we've seen that a billion times. Like, you not committing a crime, then like going to jail for it or whatever.
Yeah.
I
All
hope
the-
it'll be good. This is a new author, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Matthew J. Kirby. I think he'll do an alright job. But so far, the announcement does not get me too much excited for it with the synopsis or with the design.
Yeah.
So
I'll
we'll
need
see where it
to
goes.
read some reviews and things like that before I buy it.
Yeah,
Because I just
same.
like it's less about the money and more about the time investment that comes with the novel. Like the young adult genre itself is really broad. Like I mentioned in the thread about this, but sometimes it can either mean like 12 to 18 years old, or it can mean 16 to early 20s and things like that. But this is supposed to be like quote ages 12 and up unquote. So that's kind of telling me maybe 12 to 18, but that sounds even younger though. And especially with this synopsis as well. It's very. I actually got out Underworld, my copy of Underworld. Of course, one of the actual AC novels that came out with Syndicate last year, and the synopsis is so different to this. It's really,
Yeah, I'm looking at Secret Crusade right now. It is pretty different.
Yeah, it's really
Also,
strange.
12 and up, like for Assassin's Creed, this is on the same level of the Ubiforms not allowing any foul language. The game itself is 17 and up. I hope that doesn't harm the book in any way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We make fun of the uniforms a lot for not allowing swearing because in the games are all about murdering people and they throw out swear words like it's nothing in the games, and yet suddenly we have to protect the younger viewers.
Especially newer ones, because in Ezio's games they were like, but now in like Syndicate, it's like everywhere.
Yeah. A little bit ridiculous. Yeah, so this is a little interesting. Maybe I'll check it out if it sounds...
Yeah.
If we get a bit more information, if the reviews, they're okay. But right now, not really interested.
Right.
And finally, in the news this week, on Thursday, there will be an official Assassin's Creed live stream. And the live stream will be two parts, focusing on Assassin's Creed Identity, of course, the mobile game that's coming out this year. When is that coming out? That's coming out the same day as the live stream, I think.
I think, yes. I
February
think it is.
25th. And the live stream will also be showcasing the Assassin's Creed Syndicate DLC, The Last Maharaja, which we don't know when it's coming out. We do know that it's coming out after the live stream, not on the day of the live stream. So some people are thinking maybe March 1st for the release date. But that live stream is at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, February 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be playing The Last Maharaja when it gets out?
Oh, yeah, I'll play it because I have the season pass, so I'll just play it. I'm not sure if it'll be that good because, like, Jack the Ripper was the main one, and it's, like, a whole different story and a whole different, like, time period. I think it's going to be alright. I'll definitely play it once it comes out. And Assassin's Creed Identity, I'm actually pretty excited for because even, like, when you look at the trailer, it's a mobile game, and they give it, like, such an epic and over-the-top trailer that is going to make me download the game when it comes out. And I think it's going to be alright. I'm hoping I'll get a bit fun out of it. And I'll also be playing that on the 25th.
And then in non-Assassin's Creed news this week, as we're recording this weekend, so if you listen to this, it's over, but the Division beta is on right now, the open beta. We had the closed beta a while ago, now we have the open beta. And I hear you've been playing it, Irakli. What do you think of it?
Oh yeah, I've played just a bit of it. I forgot that there was an open beta until yesterday, so yesterday I played like an hour or two of it, and a bit more today. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, because even to this day, I think Division is gonna flop on some level. I do not think it's going to be like a 10 out of 10 or like the game that people want. But I had a lot of fun with it, mechanically speaking, and like from a gameplay standpoint, it's pretty fun. The cover system and everything works really well. And I must say that the UI from all the E3 demos and all that, I was expecting the final product, or at least the beta, to be all destructive and whatnot. And I think the UI is just so well done. Everything from the map and all the different functions that are just put into this one small circle to the menus, everything is just really well done. And it does raise my hopes for the game, but I'm not entirely sure if I'll still end up liking the final thing. Did you play it at all?
I played it a little bit, maybe half an hour on Friday night. I didn't really like it all that much, actually. I felt it was really slow. The story didn't interest me at all. The UI seemed cluttered more than anything.
Really?
Me. Yeah, I know that's kind of like par for the course with RPGs though, because they need to show you like a ton of information. Yeah, I just couldn't with most RPGs, it takes a while to get your bearings on what each of the different statistics means and the thing. But I just couldn't get my bearings even after must have been at least half an hour to maybe an hour of playing. I was just annoyed.
Yeah, after maybe an hour and a half or maybe even 2 hours, that's when I actually got used to everything. So it's much better after that. But I must say, I am not even paying any attention to the story. I'm just listening to podcasts while I play it. And I seriously couldn't be fucked with listening to that story. Everything else, the customization is all right. It's not. I don't think the customization, the way it's laid out in the menu, is all that good. I found it pretty confusing the first time I opened it. And the city itself, I remember watching the E3 demos and everybody just losing their minds over the graphics, and then getting the first real Xbox One footage and thinking it looks like crap. Right now, it looks all right. It's not that bad, but it's not amazing either.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting the Division when it comes out. It's just not the kind of game that's for me. I'm not a big RPG guy. Really, the only big RPG I've ever played was Witcher 3, and that kind of enticed me in because it had an actual player character with Geralt, and so we had an actual story. So that kind of interested me. Another red flag with the Division was that we have seen trailers from Brooklyn, and they promised Queens, and they promised Upper East Side, and they promised all of Manhattan, but they've downsized the entire map into only Midtown, which is a bit scary. Yeah,
for the whole game.
Yes, and they've announced that the DLC will give us Brooklyn and Queens and things like that.
Oh wow. To continue on what you were saying about RPGs, a lot of people have said this is Ubisoft's Destiny, and I have played pretty much the exact amount of time. I've put in the same exact amount of time into Destiny as I have into the Division, because I got the free demo for Destiny on Xbox One, and it's pretty much the same as an open beta. I enjoyed the Division a lot more than Destiny because I seriously did not want to continue playing Destiny when I finished the first 2 missions. And I think this is going to be a bit better on launch because Destiny was really rough when it came out. But I'll still wait for reviews. If it's a good game, I'll just be happy that people are satisfied. If not, I'll still not buy it.
Yeah, and with Destiny as well, Destiny's open beta had basically all of the content that was in the game, while the Division promises at least a little bit more content than what is in the beta right now. I don't expect the Division to be bad by any means. It's just, not for me.
I think it's going to be like a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe like a 7.5. I don't think it's going to be on like the 9 side of things. I think it's going to be like, yeah, it's good. I mean, if that's your thing.
Yeah. So, Irakli, is there anything else you want to mention on the podcast?
Not much. Rocket League recently came out on Xbox One, and I have been playing that non-stop, and it's just a major blast. So I'm very happy that it's finally here.
And where can everyone find you and your stuff?
On Twitter and Reddit, you can find me as McHeisenBurglar. I won't tell you how to spell that. And you might find me in YouTube comments as Irakli008. That's just the casual account that I use. I'll switch over to McHeisenBurglar soon. But yeah, those are pretty much my social media accounts. I also have a DeviantArt of Irakli008, and that's pretty much it.
This has been Animus, and I have been Aftermath. That has been Irakli, aka McHeisenBurglar, and I will see you next week. Bye.